people are up in arms. So they changed the name of the Patreon from Fighter in the Rinks to Conspiracy Social Club, aka Deep Waters, with their 8,037 patrons. So basically, meaning the Fighter in the Rinks is never going to happen. People are now claiming bait and switch. They got a bunch of patrons to sign up with the promise it was going to be Brian Callen and Brendan Schaub effectively doing the Fighter and the Kid, just called the Fighter in the Rinks. They only got one episode. Now it's just Brian Callen and Sam Tripoli, and people did not sign up for that. Now, I personally like the podcast, although it is a bait and switch, and I do believe they knew this was happening. Because if you look at the time of when that New York Times article, the second one, came out, saying that Brian Callen was going to be doing a Patreon-only podcast, and that Amy Kaufman, the writer, reached out to Cast Media, and they said they had no idea about it, and they don't work with him. She had to reach out to them before the article even came out, and they had already not even released the first episode. So they probably shot the first episode. Then Schaub got the call saying, you're not allowed to do it with Brian anymore. They released it and kept people thinking for an entire week they were going to get more Fighting in the Rinks. Then he drops the announcement, switching it all up. But so if you look up Fighter in the Rinks on Patreon, nothing will come up. Now you have to look up Conspiracy Social Club, a.k.a. Deep Waters, which means I don't know how that's going to help for growth. I mean, on Steven Crowder, you didn't say look up this. He said look up Fighter in the Rinks. But I don't know. And I bet you after a month, a bunch of these patrons drop off. But I said I kind of like the podcast. But let me know your thoughts in the comments if you do think it was a bait and switch.